Hi, and welcome to the Open Air Free School. Today, we're going to be talking about how to take recycled containers and make plant containers out of them. It's a really easy way to do hydroponic systems. So here we have some examples of the containers, and this is a water bottle. In the bottom there's some mycorrhizal fungus growing, so there's some beneficial fungus growing on the roots of the plants to make the roots really healthy. Healthy roots. Thanks, Django. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a couple of different varieties here. We've got some milk jug, and then we've got a sports water type of container. So what I'm going to do is take the sports water container and I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to set the camera down very gently here, and as we shall see, I just take some scissors and I run it down the side of the bottle to get it started. And sometimes I like to use a knife for this part, but sometimes scissors work very nicely. You just got to do it very gently, but apply enough pressure so that you can get in there. Okay? And then you cut right along. I'm cutting right along this line right here because this is at a weak point of the plastic, but it's also a perfect spot with enough room for a plant to grow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down the sides here so that this part can move here. You can save these tops by just putting a hole right through the top. Be very, very careful with this part because you don't want to hurt yourself. Okay? And so what that's going to do is that's going to allow for some water to come. And then you just push that right down. Now see what I have? I have a container where everything is fitting perfectly. It's not going to fall out. Okay? So now that I've got that started, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill it with a little bit of the nice fungus water. And this plant here is willing to share. So now we add a little bit more water for this one, and we just give it a little bit of that fungus water back. Great. Aren't you happy? Yeah. You don't want to let the fungus water get really dark because that means there's a lot of waste. The waste, of course, can be fed to mushrooms. Alright, so what I want to do is make sure that I've got some of the root system for these spider plants pulled back. I don't want to get any of the leaf in the water, because if I get leaf in the water, then that will lead to a little bit of rot. There we go. Okay, and here you have a little starter container. The larger containers work well for housing plants, and of course in this one I have some soil and some starter plants. What I have is some root stock from mint and a nice dusty miller. And with this system, it's very nice because the milk jugs can actually have the water pour right into the little nozzle. I'm going to show you that right now. Hello. This one needs a little bit of water. And there, I'm pouring the water right into the nozzle. A little bit's going into the plant itself. And that's keeping everything nice and moist. And of course, you know when you have enough water because you can see it on the side, and you don't want to pour too much or it'll spill. Alright. These containers, the better the container, the higher the lip on the side. So if you cut one that has a lip up here, that will hold the plant better. Of course, your cut will be right about here. This one, of course, works. They all do, as you can see. A little tip: when these jugs go to the recycling place, they usually melt them down, releasing toxic waste into the environment, and reuse them. So here's a good way to reuse without having to have that unnecessary process. This has been a lesson from the Open Air Free School. Come again, because the Open Air Free School is open all the time.